2026 Mazda CX-5 just dropped with promises of being better than ever, but besides some really impressive updates, there's also a solid number of questionable decisions the Japanese automaker has made. If you're considering this redesigned crossover because you expect Mazda's usual formula of driving excitement and smart engineering, you need to hear these 6 critical issues before you sign on the dotted line. While competitors are pushing boundaries and delivering genuine innovation, the new CX-5 shows that the brand is struggling with its own identity. Number 6. 6-speed transmission. Picture yourself shopping for a brand new crossover in 2026, expecting cutting-edge technology that reflects the latest automotive innovations. The 2026 CX-5's decision to retain its proven 6-speed automatic transmission creates an awkward contradiction, but this choice reveals how Mazda prioritizes reliability over staying current with industry trends. The 6-speed unit itself is actually quite refined and delivers smooth, predictable shifts that many drivers appreciate. Mazda has spent years perfecting this transmission, and it responds quickly to throttle inputs while providing a more connected driving feel than many rival units. But in a segment where rivals now offer 8-speed automatics and advanced CVT designs, the 6-speed feels like yesterday's technology packaged in tomorrow's pricing. The issue isn't dramatic performance differences, it's about perception and missed opportunities for efficiency gains. Modern 8-speed transmissions allow engines to operate closer to their optimal efficiency zones more often, therefore delivering marginally better fuel economy and slightly smoother highway cruising. The Honda CR-V's CVT and Toyota RAV4's 8-speed both offer these incremental advantages that add up over thousands of miles. But the CX-5's 6-speed represents a conscious decision to prioritize proven reliability over cutting-edge refinement. But if you think that's bad, wait until you discover how Mazda completely abandoned the intuitive interior design that made their vehicles special. Number 5. Interior design betrays Mazda's core philosophy. Imagine reaching for your climate controls during a winter storm, needing to quickly defog your windshield while keeping your eyes on the treacherous road ahead. The 2026 CX-5's massive touchscreen interface turns this simple safety requirement into a dangerous distraction that could cost you control of your vehicle. Mazda built its reputation on intuitive physical controls that you could operate by feel alone, but the new cabin forces you to take your eyes off the road and navigate through digital menus for basic functions like adjusting temperature or fan speed. This isn't just inconvenient, it's genuinely unsafe during critical driving moments when split-second attention matters most, therefore creating exactly the kind of distracted driving scenario that physical controls were designed to prevent. The loss goes deeper than just safety concerns. Longtime Mazda owners chose the brand specifically because its interiors felt different from the generic, screen-heavy designs flooding the market, but the 2026 CX-5 abandons that unique character completely. Therefore, stepping into the new cabin feels like betrayal. You're paying Mazda prices for the same buttonless dashboard philosophy that you specifically wanted to avoid, and that disappointing interior experience is just the beginning. But the powertrain situation underneath the hood makes these cabin compromises feel even worse. Number 4. Powertrain regression. Think about those moments when you need your vehicle to respond immediately, merging into fast-moving traffic, climbing a steep mountain pass with a full load, or simply feeling confident that your crossover can handle whatever driving challenge comes your way. The 2026 CX-5's decision to eliminate its turbocharged engine destroys that confidence, but this creates performance anxiety that affects every significant drive you'll take. The discontinued turbo engine transformed the CX-5 into one of the few crossovers that actually felt engaging to drive, delivering the kind of immediate throttle response that made highway merging and mountain driving genuinely enjoyable. But the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine that remains produces just 187 horsepower, therefore creating an 8-second 0 to 60 time that puts you at the mercy of traffic rather than in control of it. The performance deficit becomes particularly frustrating when you're fully loaded for a family vacation or trying to maintain highway speeds while climbing mountain grades. Many competitors deliver the confident acceleration that makes these scenarios stress-free, but the CX-5 with this engine will leave you planning routes around steep hills and hoping that merge lanes are long enough to reach traffic speed safely. But the performance regression is only part of the story, because Mazda's design team apparently decided that visual excitement wasn't worth pursuing either. Number 3. Styling updates miss the mark. Imagine yourself in a crowded parking lot, and scanning row after row of nearly identical crossovers, trying to locate your vehicle among the sea of similar shapes and surfaces. The 2026 CX-5's conservative styling approach guarantees this frustrating experience will become a regular part of your ownership. But this bland design philosophy reveals deeper problems with Mazda's creative direction. After waiting years for an all-new CX-5, buyers expect visual updates dramatic enough to make their investment feel worthwhile and distinctive. But the new generation's subtle changes are so minimal that most people won't even recognize it as a new model, therefore eliminating the pride of ownership that comes from driving something that looks fresh and contemporary. The styling conservatism becomes more problematic when you consider resale value and social perception. Bold, distinctive designs like the new Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4 photograph well for social media and maintain visual appeal years after purchase, but the CX-5's timid updates ensure it will age invisibly rather than gracefully. Therefore, buyers seeking a vehicle that makes a statement about their taste and success will find the new CX-5 disappointingly forgettable. So the exterior design lacks excitement, but that's actually the least of your problems if you're planning to use this crossover for anything beyond basic commuting. Number 2. Towing capacity lags behind every major rival. Imagine planning your dream weekend getaway, perhaps a camping trip with your boat or a family adventure with a small travel trailer, only to discover that your crossover simply can't handle the load safely. The 2026 CX-5's 2,000-pound towing limit transforms these vacation dreams into logistical nightmares, but this capability gap forces owners to compromise their lifestyle in ways they never anticipated. The difference between the CX-5's 2,000-pound limit and the Toyota RAV4's 3,500-pound capacity represents the gap between hauling a small utility trailer versus towing a proper weekend camper. That 1,500-pound difference determines whether you can bring kayaks and camping gear for the whole family or whether you'll need to leave essential equipment behind, therefore limiting your adventure possibilities from day one of ownership. The towing limitation becomes particularly frustrating for buyers who assume that purchasing an all-new crossover would expand their capabilities rather than restrict them. Competitors deliver the peace of mind that comes from knowing your vehicle can handle whatever weekend plans you develop, but the CX-5's conservative towing capacity forces you to second-guess every recreational purchase and vacation plan. And here's where all these compromises become truly insulting, because Mazda expects you to pay significantly more money for this reduced capability package. Number 1. Price increase can't be justified. Consider the sinking feeling of paying premium prices for a product that delivers less capability than what you could have purchased for thousands less just months earlier. The 2026 CX-5's $31,000 starting price creates exactly this buyer's remorse scenario. But the price premium becomes impossible to justify when you examine what's been removed versus what's been added. Spending over $30,000 on a vehicle creates reasonable expectations for cutting-edge performance, technology, and capability that justify the financial sacrifice. But the CX-5 eliminates its most engaging engine option while increasing prices significantly, therefore forcing buyers to pay more for an objectively less exciting driving experience. The value proposition collapses completely when you compare the CX-5's pricing against competitors that deliver superior powertrains, better fuel economy, and more advanced features for similar money. The Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4 offer turbocharged or hybrid options that provide both better performance and efficiency, but the CX-5 asks you to accept less capability while paying premium prices. Therefore, choosing the new CX-5 means accepting that you're making an emotional rather than rational purchasing decision and paying thousands extra for the privilege. What makes this situation particularly frustrating is how Mazda managed to increase prices while simultaneously removing the features that made the CX-5 special in the first place. We're talking about an outdated transmission that can't compete with modern rivals, the elimination of the beloved turbocharged engine that gave this crossover its performance edge, and an interior redesign that abandons Mazda's driver-focused philosophy for the same generic touchscreen approach everyone else uses. Add in styling so conservative that most people won't even notice it's a new generation, towing capacity that lags behind every major competitor, and a starting price that's jumped to over $31,000 despite these compromises. And you've got a vehicle that asks buyers to pay more for objectively less capability. The result is a crossover that betrays everything loyal Mazda customers loved about the brand, while failing to attract new buyers who can get better performance, features, and value from well-established competitors. But the CX-5 isn't the only 2026 redesign that, besides novelties, also brings disappointment, which is why you must check out our video about the problems with the all-new 2026 Toyota RAV4. If you thought that this redesign would solve every issue of the world's best-selling SUV, this video will show you that things are quite the opposite. Despite the way more attractive look, more upscale interior, and latest technologies, Toyota's compact SUV also brings limitations that will make many loyal customers look elsewhere.